Hi, so I am driving back from the gym. That's why I look sweaty and blotchy and stuff like that. Just want to acknowledge it up front so we all know that it's there. Okay, so I keep starting these with like, oh, it's been a while since I've done this, and I really want to. I am doing these more often. I am. Anyway, because going to or should or want to, those all tell you that you're not going to. So I am doing these more often. Period. And I don't want it to be a lie because I'm not a liar, so I better do it. So I will do it. I am doing it. I do it. Anyway, one thing that has been, some interesting stuff has been happening. I've been working on being more present and all that stuff. And this guy's gonna go, and I'm gonna go after them. And so, words. I'm a writer. Words. So, I've been working on being present, but also, still working with the whole energy thing that has been happening for over a year now, like a good year and a half almost. Anyway, it's a long story. I'm not going to tell you the whole thing, but basically I've been getting rid of all this energy that I've basically been storing since, day one or even before, who knows. These some scars, right? It's just the tension that's caused by holding on to something, holding on to an emotion, a memory, an instance. So I've gotten rid of most of some scars, right? These energies, it's been coming off in stages and different ways, and it's been really interesting. The way it's in now is like, it's just, this stuff, it's like not plaque, because it's not like chip offy, but it's like, it's really stuck in there. But I've been working on it, and I think I'm getting to sort of, I don't know, I wouldn't say the root of it, but like this morning I was writing, and again, being present, and I want to go for more of a drive because I don't want to go back to the house yet. So I'm gonna take a little drive. So yeah. So I was journaling this morning and being present and really paying attention to what I was feeling and what I was thinking. Because one of the things that has been sticking in my mind recently is the idea that, we have our ego, which is basically pattern, mind, emotional, thought and emotion patterns that are habituated and conditioned that we're unaware of. But once we become aware of them, it's no longer ego, it is just old patterns, right? And it becomes easier, supposedly, to let them go. And that's the part that I'm working on. But I was feeling like I still identify very much with the thoughts and the feelings, even though I'm aware of them. So I've been feeling like, okay, well, I'm aware of them, which is all fine and good, but, it's not getting me anything. Not that that's the best way to really think about things, but I'm not getting this, I'm not able to let them go. So, like, what's the point, blah, blah, blah. Not what's the point, but just feeling very like I wasn't making any progress. But Eckhart Tolle was like, no, now, just by becoming aware of them, they're now not your ego. They are now just old habits, patterns, right? So that was exciting. So anyway, so I've been paying attention to these old patterns and watching them come and go. And, I have an anxiety and a fear that just come upon me seemingly from nowhere. Just whoosh, like I'll just be awash with it. And I know that it starts somewhere in my subconscious, like it's a pre-thought form. And it just comes over me, and I'm just like, ah. And there's certain parts that I feel it very much kind of in my throat and in my chest, as a gunk. It's stuck there. But what I noticed too is that everything I think about in the past makes me anxious and nervous. It makes me fearful. That gives me anxiety, makes me feel fearful. Okay, I'm not going to go off on that tangent. Cut that off and put it away. Nope, not going to go there. We're going to stick on target. We're going to stay on the subject, Jennifer. Okay, so, so I've noticed that my pattern is anything I think about makes me uncomfortable. Makes me feel scared, like fear and like something bad is happening or something bad has happened. It's an incredibly, what's the word? Disproportionate feeling compared to what the thought is about, right? I'll have this, like, the smallest thought of something that maybe sorta in the past made me slightly uncomfortable, and maybe at some point, at that point, the person I was talking to or the person who was around, maybe I think that maybe they were uncomfortable, and like this fear, this anxiety just comes over me, and it's like, holy shit, everything scares me. Like, what is this? And it's been interesting to watch, and I'm really happy that I've been able to identify it, because even though, so I can identify it, so I don't identify with it, right? Okay, that's a fun play on words. But I've been identifying with it less and less, because it's just like, holy shit, like, everything makes me nervous. I hate that. I'm going to go into that tangent. Other languages, right? You're not scared, you have fear. You're not hungry, you have hunger. Right? You have emotions. You aren't them. And I think the English language does us a great disservice. Because I love the English language, and it is fantastic and possibly superior to every other language in many, many ways. But this one it really fucks you over, because it puts in your head that you are the emotion rather than having the emotion. So I watch it and I try very hard to, there's a leaf blower on the street, to not say I'm scared, but to say I feel fear or some sort of variation thereof, so that I don't identify. So I will continuously check myself for that, and that's what you hear when I reword things. So anyway, yeah. So I've been like, this morning I got up early. So yesterday I sat down in my journal and I wrote down, I am the kind of person who, and then I just listed all the things that I wanted to be that I'm not right now. And it's like, I get up early, I do, morning exercises, I do yoga every morning, or stretch, and I pray, I meditate, I journal, and then like things all over the map, the cool person that I always dreamed of being, that I'm not right now because I'm not doing those things, but I could very easily be, because I just have to do those things. So we're working with that. And oh, look at this. It is a mess that I kind of want to turn around. It's like a construction something, and there's going to be cops, and let's see if they pull me over, because this doesn't, we're going to turn around. We're just going to turn around. Alright, hang on one second. There we go. Okay. So, where was I? So, one of the things, of course, is being present. And I don't remember where I was going with that. I remember what I was saying. I was saying that I made a list of the things that I want to be. Oh, so I started this morning. I kind of got to bed around, like, one of the things that I am, is I get, or I do, is I'm the kind of person who goes to bed on time at night. So I did that, and then I got up, despite the fact that I wanted to go to sleep. I got up at 7, and I meditated, and I prayed, and I stretched, which was good, because I've got this, like, weird repetitive stress injury, and it really doesn't matter, so it doesn't really have anything to do with what I'm talking about, but, it helps to stretch, and, I just went to the gym in the middle, well, not the middle of the day, it was in the morning when I went there. It's sort of the middle of the day now, but, and I've got to do work now. I get to do my work now. I get to do my work now. Whoa, that was weird. Bird just kind of flew under the car. So, yeah, I've been working on that, and another thing is, the past couple of days, I started taking Adderall, and it is not helping. It's not helping to focus me or to get me to sit down in front of the computer and be able to focus on what I'm doing for long periods of time. And I mean, granted, yeah, everybody has to get up and walk around and, whatever, but it's so hard when things are kind of boring or really frustrating. Because right now the book that I'm writing, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but one of the books that I'm working on right now, it could be so much better if we could just have more time. But the author is insistent that it be done like in the next week. And I'm like, for me, like 3 months. Give me 3 more months and it'll be a good book. But, he's a client, so I gotta do it. And the thing that bothers me about it is that it's gonna be at, a lot of people are gonna see it and base their decision on whether or not they want to work with me, my company, on this book. And it's not good. It's very, very upsetting to me. Really upsetting. Like, I don't want our name on it. I don't want people being like, oh, she wrote this, because it's fucking terrible. It's not terrible, but it's really not good. You know what I mean? To me. Anyway, so I'm having a hard time sitting down with that and working on it, because I just get so frustrated and I want to cry. Because I just keep seeing all the things that it could be and that it can't be, because we don't have the time to make it be that way. And it just makes me, it's like breaking my heart. Not really. It's making me frustrated. Anyway, point is, I would love to be able to sit down and focus and just so what I'm working on there is, in order not to be overwhelmed by frustration, because that's really hard. I'm working on noticing that frustration, right? And just being like, okay, well, I'm frustrated. That's fine. I can still work, though, and just let myself be frustrated, and that can hang out in the background, but I'm going to be focusing on something else. It's really hard to focus on something else when you're feeling so strongly frustrated. So that's something I'm really working on, but I can be grateful for it, right? Because it is giving me the opportunity to work on not identifying with emotions, and being able to focus on something else when a strong emotion is present, and to continue with life when a strong emotion is present. So I'm not by any means a pro at it yet, but little by little we work at it, and eventually it will be better. So anyway, so that's that. But anyway, yeah, this I kind of going back to the first thing that I was saying, like, I think I brought things down to it's so hard to describe, because it's such a visceral feeling. That's up here. Okay. This energy thing is such a visceral feeling. There's so much that is stuck, and like, I have to, loosen and relax it and release it and everything. But the stuff that's left is like old stuff that's been there and impacted for a while. And I think I've gotten down to what I'm going to call the bones of it, but it's not bones. It's not bones. I guess it's a structure. It's a structure, but it's not really, but that's the closest thing I can kind of come up with to call it. So, but the structure, it's just this pattern of what was the word? Disproportionate feelings of fear to every thought that I have. Every thought. And I think a lot. do a lot of thinking. But any personal thought, obviously not, but any personal thought, what was I thinking when I was on the treadmill? I don't remember, but there was this thought I had, and it was like, why is that making me so, why do I feel such anxiety around that? It's the automatic reaction of my nervous system at this point. Anything that's remotely uncomfortable makes me feel anxiety and fear. And it's a good thing to recognize this, but it's also like, that's the first thing, right? Recognition, awareness is the first step. It sucks. Although it sucks more to be unaware of it, because then you're like, what the fuck is happening? And you make really stupid choices. And that's what's happened with my life. And that's why I am where I am. So at least I'm uncovering that. Yeah, because the fear's got to go away, because it gets in the way of things, like my life progressing. So the only way to do that is to deep breath it, feel it in my body. I'm trying to get back to having good diction. So bad. And I'm also Duolingo. I'm trying to make that into a verb, and it doesn't go into a verb. Duolingo-ing. Italian. So brushing back up on my Italian, getting my German, like learning a little bit of German and Spanish and Arabic, and I tried a little bit of Mandarin, but you know what? I'm going to give myself a break on that. But yeah, I think that's fun. It's a fun thing for me. Because one of the things that I'm the kind of person who is a polyglot. So that's just a fun word to say. I like words. Anyway. So I think I pretty much covered what I wanted to cover in this video. I covered what I wanted to cover in this video. It's just a matter of staying present, seeing these emotional reactions, not judging them, because I was just about to say, seeing these crazy emotional reactions. You know what? It's not crazy. It's not. It's just me. And not judging myself and or my emotions. It's just accepting things as they are. And when I can't accept them as they are, accept that I'm having problems, accepting them as they are and having feelings about them, accept the feelings, accept the problem, accept the feelings, accept everything. And eventually the acceptance will become first nature, because really the rejection and all that shit is against our true nature. Accept, non-resistance, surrender. That's what we're going with today. And I want to thank you for joining me today on this very special edition of Becoming Untethered. So I just want to remind you guys all that you can find the things in the things that make it thingy. Meaning, you can find the things to be grateful for, right? We can look at the problems we're having and see them as opportunities for improvement, which is so cliche, but also true. So I'm just going to remind you that you can always choose to have a grateful day.